Before we go, subscribe to African Folktales by Kairos
for heartwarming stories.
Feeling the rhythm, sun shining bright, everything feels so right. Feeling the rhythm, sun shining bright, everything feels so right. Feeling the rhythm, sun shining bright, everything feels so right.
Daddy, are we there yet?
Not yet, oh, my princess, but very soon.
Someone is too excited for village rice and grandma's soup.
I want everything. I eat all.
Jesus, hold tight! God!
What is happening?
Come quickly! Accident! Help them!
Open the door. Is anyone inside?
That moment, that simple, beautiful moment, was the last time her world was whole, because suddenly, a loud horn, a screech, a truck out of control, too fast, too close. Her father tried, he swerved, he fought, but fate had already decided. Crash, metal twisted, glass shattered, silence followed. When Olaedo opened her eyes, the world was upside down. Blood, smoke, pain. Mommy, no answer. Daddy, nothing. She reached out with trembling fingers, but they didn't move. Blood, stillness, too still. That was the day Olaedo died as a child and was reborn into suffering. Olaedo was only 8 years when death took everything from her, left with nothing but memories and a heart too young to carry such sorrow. Her father's brother, Uncle Nwankwo, took her in. To outsiders, he was kind, responsible, generous, but inside that house, he was something else. But instead of comfort, she entered a world of pain. They made her a servant in her own bloodline. She scrubbed, she washed, she cooked. She slept inside the storeroom, a punishment for crime she never committed. Denied food, beaten mercilessly. Uche, Angle and Inoma, her cousins, learned quickly. They mocked her, beat her, treat her like nothing, broken daily. Yet, Olaedo held no hatred in her heart. One morning, she made a mistake, a simple mistake. She scorched Uche's school uniform while ironing. That was all it took. Her aunt stormed in like fire, without mercy. She pressed the hot iron into Olaedo's hand and smeared fresh pepper into the wound. The pain was unbearable. Her scream was the sound of a child breaking. That night, Olaedo made a decision. She will not die in that house. Before dawn, Olaedo ran barefoot along the tarred road, her tiny legs trembling beneath her. Her palms still scorched and blistered from the hot iron, throbbed with pain. Dry streaks of tears, mixed with sweat, lined her death-smudged face. Her dress was torn. Her back bore the angry marks of Cain's strokes, and the wound on her hand was now infected, red and swollen. She had no idea where she was going, only that she wouldn't stay another day in that house. After hours of wandering under the rising sun, her strength gave way. She collapsed by the roadside, weak, broken, hungry. As the morning breeze danced through the trees, a silver car slowed to a halt beside her. A woman going to church rushed out of her car. She knelt beside the unconscious girl. Jesus, what happened to this girl? She quickly carried Olaedo into her car and sped to the nearest hospital. That woman was Mrs. Onyema, a director of a renowned NGO for abused and homeless children. Olaedo spent 2 weeks in the hospital. Her body healed slowly, but her spirit, scarred by years of neglect, was fragile. Mrs. Onyema didn't leave her side. She held her hand when nightmares came. She fed her when she refused to eat. She called her my angel and hummed lullabies she hadn't heard since her parents died. When Olaedo was discharged, she wasn't returned to her uncle's house. She was taken to a home filled with laughter, books, and children who had stories like hers. She was enrolled in school. She was loved. Mrs. Onyema later adopted her. Olaedo finally had a real mother again. Years passed, but she did not just move for Olaedo. It transformed her. The little girl who once slept in dark storerooms, who cried herself to sleep in silence, who endured pain no child should ever know, was gone. In her place stood a woman shaped by fire. Olaedo became exceptional, not just in intelligence, but in spirit. She was brilliant, focused, unshaken. While others complained, she endured. While others rested, she pushed forward. Every sleepless night reminded her of the night she once cried alone. Every difficult exam reminded her of the life she refused to return to. She rose through school, top of her class. Teachers spoke her name with pride. Students admired her discipline, but none of them knew what it cost her. Medical school came like a storm, demanding, exhausting, relentless. But Olaedo, she was more relentless. She studied when others slept. She practiced until her hands trembled. She refused to fail because failure was not just an outcome. It was a place she had escaped. Years turned into milestones. Milestones turned into greatness. Residency tested her again. Long hours, endless emergencies, life and death decisions. But something inside her had changed long ago. Pain no longer broke her. It sharpened her. And then the day came. The girl who once had nothing became something no word could ignore. Dr. Olaedo Onyema. Not just a doctor, not just a survivor, but a leader. She was appointed Assistant Medical Director of one of Nigeria's most reputable hospitals. The same hands that once trembled in fear now saved lives. The same girl they called nothing now became everything. She didn't just heal people, she restored hope. She gave second chances. She became a light. But while Olaedo was rising far away in the house he once escaped, something else was happening. Calmer, slow, silent, unavoidable. Uncle Wanko fell sick. At first, it seemed like something small, but it wasn't. The illness grew day by day. It consumed him. Doctors tried. Hospital tried. Nothing worked. The pain became unbearable. The man who once shouted with authority now groaned in helplessness. Money finished. Savings drained. Hope faded. And faith trembled. And in his final moments, lying on a weak hospital bed, with breath struggling to stay alive, he whispered a name. Olaedo. Again, Olaedo. But she never came because she never knew. And just like that, he died. Not in peace, but in regret. After his death, the house lost its power, its pride, its control. And the children became shadows of who they once were. Uche, the same boy who once mocked Olaedo, now lived in darkness. He turned to drugs, hard drugs. At first it was escape, then addiction, then destruction. He lost control, lost dignity, lost himself. His body weakened, his mind shattered. He became a stranger, even to himself. Norma, once bright and loud, dropped out of school. Life hit her hard. She struggled to survive, selling small things by the roadside. Rice, beans, anything she could. But survival is not the same as living. And Angoli lost direction completely. She fell into bad company, bad decision, dangerous paths. Her life scattered like broken glass. And Mama Angoli, the woman who once ruled the house with cruelty, lost everything. Her husband, her children, her pride. The house that once punished innocence now lived in silence, in regret. One evening, the emergency doors burst open. Doctor, emergency case. A frail woman was rushed in, barely alive, her body weak, her breath shallow. Dr. Olaedo stepped forward, calm, focused, professional. She didn't hesitate. Prepare the ward, start treatment immediately. She moved quickly, efficiently, saving a life like she has done countless times before. But then, she saw her face and everything stopped. Mama Angoli, time froze. The past had returned. Days later, the woman regained consciousness. Her eyes opened slowly, weak, confused. She looked at Olaedo. Thank you, my daughter. Without you, I would have died. Olaedo's voice was calm but cold. Mama, what of your children? Someone should be here for you. The woman sobbed. I have no one. I am alone. Olaedo stared at her speechless. She had children, a home, yet none were here. Life had brought justice, not true revenge, but true truth. Olaedo stood still, her heart heavy. her past alive again. Then she spoke, soft, steady.
You don't recognize me, do you? You don't recognize me, do you? I am Olaedo.
The little girl you punished for burning the school uniform. The one whose hand you pressed with hot iron. The one you left to bleed and cry. Mama Angole's breath caught in her throat. Eyes widened. The past collided with the present like it thunder in a quiet sky. The gods have brought you back, Olaedo. Please, forgive me. My husband died of a sickness that no one could cure. My
daughter, please
ruined.
forgive me.
My only son.
I have
a
already
drug
forgiven
addict.
you.
I believe the gods punish us for what we did to you. I have no one. I am alone. Olaedo replied calmly. Your cruelty forced me onto a path I never would have chosen, but it led me here. I forgive you, not because you ask, because I am free. Olaedo stood there. Everything inside her had every reason to walk away, every reason to hate, every reason to leave her there, but she didn't. She turned and walked out, not in anger, but in thought. Days later, she returned, not as a victim, but as something greater, a healer. She rented a better house for Uncle's wife, Mama Angole, paid for her treatment, fed her, cared for her, and then she went looking for the children. She found Uche in a place no one should be, broken, addicted, lost. His eyes were empty, his body weak, his soul tired. But Olaedo stayed through everything. The anger, the resistance, the relapses, the night he screamed, the days he gave up. But she stayed, and slowly, very slowly, Uche came back. One day, he knelt before her.
You saved me when I
down
didn't
his face.
deserve it.
You saved me
Everybody
when I
deserves
didn't
a second
deserve it.
chance.
Norma had lost hope, but Olaedo saw something else, potential. She took her in, taught her, gave her a trade, foodstuff business, rice, beans, gari, oil. Little by little, Norma rebuilt her life from nothing to something. And for the first time in years, she stood with dignity. Angole was restless, broken in ways she couldn't explain. But Olaedo didn't judge her, he guided her, enrolled her in a fashion school, paid everything. At first, Angole resisted. Then she tried. Then she changed. Months turned into years, and Angole became a designer, respected, focused, transformed. Mama Angole watched it all, in disbelief, in shame, in gratitude. One evening, we held Olaedo's hand, tears falling freely. Why? After everything, why will you help us?
Why
Olaedo
did you
smiled
help us after
softly.
everything we did to
Because
you?
pain didn't make me cruel. It made me different.
Because pain didn't make me
Olaedo
cruel.
didn't just survive.
It made me
You
different.
wrote destiny. She healed the very people who broke her. not because they deserve it, but because she chose peace. They burned her hands, but they could not burn her heart. They broke her childhood, but they could not break her destiny. And in the end, it didn't become their punishment. She became their salvation. Sometimes, life will break you, but you must decide, will you become bitter or better? Because true power is not in revenge, it is in rising and choosing to heal. The moral of this story is that your past does not define your future, your choices do. Olaedo went through deep pain and cruelty, but she chose to rise above it and become something greater. Pain can shape you, not destroy you. Even the worst experiences can become the foundation for strength, purpose, and success if you refuse to give up. Forgiveness is better than revenge. Olaedo had every reason to hate, but she chose to forgive and help. True strength is not in revenge, but in letting go. Kindness is a powerful force. She helped the same people who hurt her, proving that kindness can heal even the deepest wounds. What you do comes back to you. The uncle family faced the consequences of their cruelty. Life has a way of balancing actions. Change is always possible. Uche, Norma, and Angoni were all lost, but with help and guidance, they found a new path. No one is beyond redemption. True greatness is lifting others up. Olaedo didn't just succeed. She used her success to transform lives, including the ones who destroy her. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who loves a good tale. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories.